Hello and welcome to Screen Express. Horror films are unsettling films designed to frighten and panic. It creates an eerie and frightening atmosphere. There are many Hollywood films that have spooked us, shook us and scared us over the last few decades. We came up with a definitive list of the best horror films ever made. And with that being said, let's check out which are best one to make it into top 10 list. Number 10. The Ring. The Ring is a supernatural horror film directed by Gore Verbinski starring Naomi Watts. It is a remake of the 1998 Japanese horror film Ring. It is a story of a journalist who investigates a mysterious videotape which seems to cause the death of anyone in a week of viewing it. This movie is praised for its direction and screenplay.
So what is it that's keeping you awake?
We couldn't afford to live in
Number 9. Sinister. The plot revolves around fictional true crime writer Ellison Oswald, who discovers a box of home movies depicting grisly murders in the attic of his new house that puts his family in danger. It is directed by Scott Derrickson and stars Ethan Hawke. Sinister delivers a surprising number of fresh, scary twists. Number 8. The Sixth Sense. The Sixth Sense is a supernatural horror film written and directed by M. Night Shyamalan starring Bruce Willis. It is a story of a boy who communicates with spirits, seeks the help of a disheartened child psychologist played by Bruce. This movie is praised for its direction, screenplay and acting performances. It also marked the establishment of Shyamalan as writer and director. Number 7. Lights Out. Lights Out is a supernatural horror film directed by David Sandberg starring Teresa Palmer. Rebecca and her boyfriend try and investigate the connection between her mother and her imaginary friend, Diana, after her stepfather is murdered by a supernatural entity. This movie provides fright-filled experience that delivers superior chills without skimping on story. Number 6. It Follows. It Follows is a horror film written and directed by David Robert Mitchell. It Follows received critical acclaim. It is a story about a young woman who is followed by an unknown supernatural force after a sexual encounter. It is creepy and suspenseful, giving it a refreshing face value earnestness that makes it all the more gripping. Number 5. Nightmare on Elm Street. Though it came almost 3 decades back, this movie still gives nightmares thanks to Freddy Krueger. The plot revolves around several people are hunted by a cruel serial killer who kills his victims in their dreams. While the survivors are trying to find the reason for being chosen, the murderer won't lose any chance to kill them as soon as they fall asleep. Number 4. The Others. Starring Nicole Kidman, the plot revolves around a woman who lives in a darkened old house with her 2 photosensitive children, becomes convinced that her family home is haunted. The film manages to keep the plot tight and neat and creates great suspense and a shocking ending. Nicole Kidman delivers a powerful performance which is the highlight of the film. Number 3. A Quiet Place. A Quiet Place is a 2018 American horror science fiction film directed by John Krasinski. A family lives an isolated existence in utter silence, for fear of an unknown threat that follows and attacks at any sound. A Quiet Place is a nerve-shredder. It is a movie designed to make you an active participant in a game of tension, not just a passive observer in an unfolding horror. Number 2. The Conjuring. The Conjuring is an American supernatural horror film directed by James Wan starring Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga portraying the role of real-life paranormal investigators and authors Ed and Lorraine Warren. The plot revolves around Ed and Lorraine work to help a family terrorized by a dark presence in their farmhouse. The Conjuring is an especially well-crafted horror movie made almost entirely from practical effects.
She fell down from the top.
On to number 1 goes to The Exorcists. The Exorcist is a 1973 American supernatural horror film directed by William Friedkin. It is about a teenage girl possessed by a mysterious entity. Her mother seeks the help of 2 priests to save her daughter by performing an exorcism. The film was an instant hit as there has never been anything like this on the screen before it got released in the year 1973. Several publications have regarded it one of the greatest horror films of all time. So that's our list of top 10 horror films. Let us know which other good films we missed to include in this list. Do give a thumbs up if you like this video and consider subscribing this channel for more videos.